Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is September 13th, 2021, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the U.S. markets sell off quite aggressively last Friday. Question is are we going to see that extension this week? Now, there's no major economic events scheduled for today. So looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, we're watching the dollar gain versus the major pairs as we watch the indices, both the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq, sell off. That's a healthy relationship. Dollar gets stronger, the indices get weaker. Now looking at commodities, oil on resistance, while gold pretty much unchanged around that 1800-ish level. Stocks, in terms of the tech stocks, they finally break up and give up their strength. Now looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is on second support at 44,600. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to start here with the Euro USD at a 4-hour chart. You can see that nice little upwards momentum that we had last week gave up once we made that crossover. Look at this. This is a perfect trade. Once we made that crossover on that moving average, and then we used it as a resistance. Beautiful setup right there on a 4-hour chart. And with that said, we're now from 1850 down to 1790, a nice 60 pip change, okay, on the downside. So a really great trade opportunity there. Now looking at the Aussie USD, also traded further down. GBP USD also gave up gains. So everything has really given up something of the gains versus the dollar. When we look at the indices, we're watching both the Dow Jones, which is this, okay, selling off quite aggressively to 34,600-ish level. I'd like to see it bounce off of this area. Otherwise, I think we're going to continue selling off. Now, looking back at commodities before we jump into the indices, 1792 is where we're trading off right now. Pretty much unchanged, okay? And for all intents and purposes, when gold trades within $10, that's not much of a variance. Now, looking at oil, we're right there at resistance. Look at that. I mean, we had a nice follow-up last week to the $70 range, okay? That is a very important number, $70. We've been at that number before, obviously, in the past year, but that is an important pressure to push higher. Okay, $70 is really, for some reason, a very important and significant number for the price of oil. Now, jumping into commodities, okay, and jumping into the indices. It's Monday morning. So jumping into the indices, we're looking at the Dow, and this is really important because we are hitting a very important support area. If you guys remember, we hit this area about 2 weeks ago and bounced off of it. So in case we don't bounce off of it today, we could see further selling. How much further selling? Well, that's the thing. Okay, I would say even back to the 33,900-ish level, which is another 700 points. So altogether, that will give us about 1,700 points, and we were retracing in the Dow Jones. So that's really very important to keep a note on this and keep this on your watcher. Now, I don't think that we will, but in case we do break that, that's something to consider. Now, looking at the tech stocks, okay, this is the Nasdaq. We consolidated at this upper range of 15,700 and never breaking higher, and then finally it caught up on us. Now, this is on the back of all the major tech stocks selling off, including Apple, a major sell-off there, $8 there. If we look at Facebook, also selling off, but not so aggressively. If we look at Microsoft, also selling off at $294. So everything across the board when it comes to the tech stocks has gotten weaker, and that's normal, okay? So with that said, I would expect an extended weakness to continue, okay? But we're at an important threshold here, $294 for the price of Microsoft, also a previous resistance, subsequent support. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin is, we're looking here at Boeing, that is Bitcoin. Here we go, 44,800. That's our second support level. We did have a support level of 46,600. We breached it, and now we're at that second level. So you see the volatility actually perking up here, okay, with the bulls and bears. So I do expect some sort of breakout in either direction, okay? So just keep that in mind as we go into today's trading session. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day.